Hello and welcome from Costa Teguise. It's Tuesday, it's Fiesta Nacional de España, so it's the National Day of Spain today. So everyone's enjoying a day off, apart from me. I've actually got a meeting to do down here, but I thought I would show you a little bit of Costa Teguise at the moment. Everyone's out and about enjoying this lovely weather. It's 27 degrees. I imagine the beaches are going to be full, but I haven't got down to actually have a look at them yet. As you can see, lots of people out and about walking on the promenade here. And just behind me I can see a couple of spear fishermen diving in the water and a few boats out and about. There's Via Toledo, that looks very busy. Still quite early, it's only around 11 o'clock in the morning. And we're going to go into the resort and see what it's like, how many people are about, and how busy the beaches are. Lots of kids playing in the playground over there. Roads coming down here were absolutely full of bikes. People out training, out for pleasure and enjoying this very pleasant October weather. We've walked along as far as Playa Bastian now. And as you can see, it's very busy. A couple of divers going in the water there, lots of people on the beach. And there are loads of people walking up and down the promenade, and running in his case. Hotel there is very busy. There was someone getting a prize for some event as I walked past earlier, presumably from the animation team. Quite low tide at the moment. Normally those rocks out there are below the surface and you can swim from side to side across them. Looks like most of the sunbeds at the hotel are taken. All I can smell is sun cream at the moment. Just come around the corner to the Las Cucharas Bay, Playa Las Cucharas. Lovely to see a sailing boat out there flying a spinnaker with the wind right behind it, and there's the main beach at Las Cucharas. I think it was this time last year I filmed there and there were 6 people on that beach. There's quite a lot more now. And these are the renovation works that are subject to some controversy at the moment. Apparently the council aren't happy with the way they are wearing, and the Cabildo have stepped in and asked for some rectification work to be done. A couple of snorkelers off the rocks there. There's a couple of beaches in Costa Teguise. I need to crack on to my meeting now. This is the other side of the Grand Teguise Playa, and we were around the other side of that where I was showing you the pool and all the sunbeds a little bit earlier. Town's quite busy, music playing in some of the bars and restaurants there. So very much has a feel of a normal October here now, in terms of the numbers of people around. I haven't heard as much English being spoken as I would normally. Lots of other languages still on the island, German, Italian, I've heard some French as well. But it certainly feels very different here to the way it did this time last year. Quick tip for those of you who hire cars here, have a look at this Avis Citroen. Can you see it's parked facing the wrong way? All the other cars are parked facing this way, and he's had to cross a solid white line in order to be able to park in that spot. That's illegal. He's very likely to get a fine for that, so just don't do that basically. Point in the same direction as the rest of the traffic when you park your car, and never ever cross a solid white line. I'm back at the car and I'm going to take you to a couple of interesting places on the way back up to the north of the island. So we're not quite finished yet, but for now it's goodbye from Costa Teguise. I just thought I'd stop on the way out of town to show you this, just so you can orient yourselves. That there is the Colegio Arenas, the international school here in Costa Teguise, and this is the building site for the new civic centre. Obviously no one working on it today because it's a fiesta day, and this will have tennis courts, paddle courts, rooms that you can hire for events. It's kind of like a grand village hall, I guess. I've been intrigued watching the build. It's been built out of stone, as you can see, and beautifully done, and it looks like the rooms are large and small circles. I really didn't understand what it was. I read last week a description saying it will look like a souk when it's finished, and I gather there are going to be outside sort of walking areas with canopies over them and stuff like that. So we'll keep you posted on it, but it's coming along quite nicely now, and had a visit from the Cabildo and the President Loli Corujo a couple of weeks ago. So you can orient yourself. That is the main road that runs from Costa Teguise to the north of the island. In centre frame now is the gas station, which is at the first junction off that road. So I went past that, turned right onto a track, which brought me all the way down here. In the distance there, the white car you can see is mine. This is a brilliant area for quadding, off-road motorcycling, mountain biking and so on. And it's just a great place to razz around. We used to have a quad. I would come up here and we'd have a good laugh with it. But it's also a fascinating area because a lot of this was quarried for the stone that built the houses in the north of the island, in Arrieta, Punta Mujeres and Aria and so on. And what's left of the quarries makes for some really interesting things to look at. And here's one such example. I'm walking down this track into... I'm going to have to be careful that I don't slip over. I'm wearing flip-flops, which was possibly a mistake for this, but there you go. Walk down into the part that was quarried in the distant past. And there you go. Now what I can't describe is how eerily quiet it is in here. As I walked down, I could clearly hear an aircraft that had taken off from the airport flying over. Now I'm down here, there's hardly a sound. I'm wondering if it will echo. Yes, it does. So this has been dug out and quarried. And we'll walk back up this hill. I'm glad I didn't try and bring the car down to this bit because it's pretty uneven, as you can see. So if you go round the corner from the petrol station I showed you earlier, there's another quarry halfway up a hill, which is quite interesting. It's got a 1950s 50s Ford truck that's just been abandoned there. We used to take the kids up to it when they were younger, and they'd clamber around the truck and we'd take photos and so on. And then you could just about see it. Across the other way is another quarry site on the other side of the road, and that's where we're going to head next. I should shoot another segment. You can probably hear that aircraft. The airport is so busy at the moment. I've never heard so many planes taking off and landing. Just shoot a short sequence here because there's a lovely view down to the ocean and a sailing boat there. This is the site of another quarry. I turned up the road from, in fact you can probably see it, there's the gas station in Quarries, and I came along the cycle route and then turned right onto the road signposted Teguise. And this is another old quarry. Typically, because it's a fiesta day, lots of people are there enjoying a day out with the family and having barbecues and stuff like that. But it's quite interesting that these are called mataburros. This area is called mataburros, which is the origin of the name isn't really that well known, but it's an old quarry, and mataburros means, you know, donkey killer basically. And nobody knows whether it was because it was a difficult area for donkeys to get around when they were one of the primary means of transport here. This was a rofera, a quarry for pecan, and you can hear I'm crunching as I'm walking on the pecan. So where they dug out the pecan, it left the rock behind, which over the years has been exposed to the wind and has just created these really interesting shapes everywhere. And it was a big quarry, this one. You can see how much it's been dug out over the years. People climbing the rocks there. We're quite high up here, so it's breezy, as you can probably hear. And you can see how far the quarry extends from this point. And out to sea there's a container ship heading north up the coast. So that's it from the Mataburros. I hope you've enjoyed spending Fiesta Nacional de España with me. Over in the distance there's a film crew filming something. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.